Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm kind of doing a different video today, but I thought I would show you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how to get around with crutches. If for my people who have an injury, or if you need to use crutches due to an injury that you don't have to be hospitalized for, like let's say you're like me, like for reference y'all, for probably I would say about a week and a half or two. At first I had a, but I've just had a wart on my foot, which I've been treating that so far. And then about a day and a half ago, I was in the donkey pasture because we have donkeys where I am located. And I don't know what I was doing. I was walking like normal, and I think I tripped over my own foot by accident while walking somehow, and left a decent bruise on the same foot where the wart is located, which sucks. And at this point, it just hurts a little bit to get around. And so my mom had the idea and was like, we might have some crutches up in the attic and go check. And so I told my dad. He went to look. So he saw some other ones originally, which are like standard ones like these, but different types. But those didn't have like ones that you could really adjust it to your actual height. But he saw these ones that would do well, and for reference, these ones are able to adjust to your height. And yeah, like I said, I'm short, so of course it's a little crazy here. So let me just go ahead and show you. So rule of thumb when it comes to crutches is some of them will have like little so if you go up close here on the side here, like where this part where you hold, you can adjust it to some of these little holes here. So let's say if you're short like me, you can adjust it to how short your arm goes. But if I were you guys, look, so here's an example. I've got the crutch under right now. I'm gonna do both though. So with both, it's the same weight. In the video I saw, make sure you have it like at least where your height goes, but have it a little higher-ish to where you can bend your arm at like a 10-degree angle. So like right now what I'm doing. So y'all see how I have my arm bent a slight like this, like just bent like that. So for reference, if you're tall, get this part here to where you can still do this, but with your height. And then my short people like myself do the same thing. Then there's some of these on the bottom, they have the same thing too, so you can adjust if you need to make these longer or shorter for height purposes. Then a few methods I've seen on YouTube on here is some people would do just kind of the usual. So what you do is you get your crutches, relax the shoulders a slight. Don't really try to compress into that, because all of a sudden you're just gonna hurt your armpit because you have it underneath your armpit. So you see how I have it bent here? I don't have it like this. I'm not straightening my arm. I'm not holding it right now, but I'm not like straight here and just going, because if I do that, I would trip. But if you're like this, where I'm gonna go to my side a little bit here and just twist myself. So look, y'all see how I have that just bent? For people that can sometimes move just a little bit. For people who can see that, see how they're like just, I'm gonna do this too. But see how it's like a slight bended on each side? That's what you need to look like when you start off in crutches. Then you get the, then on them you grab that bottom handle, which is right a few feet under or a few feet below it. And like I said before, if you need to, for some reason, need to adjust them to your height standard, meaning if you need to lower it a slight, you can. If you need to put it higher, if you need to heighten it a little bit, do it. You don't have to look just like what this is. You can adjust. If like some of them will have like adjustable like this, which most I know would. Which you can adjust this bottom part of how low or how high you want it to be. But like I said before, a recommendation is have it to where you can bend your arm at a 10 degree to 15 degree angle to where you can actually move throughout, and that's way you're not locked up the entire day or period of time that you're walking on it. So next step is once you have it to your height preference and then adjusted the way if you need to do last minute adjustments, is there's a few methods here. I'm just going to show you the one I personally did. But on YouTube videos, there's some where you put the crutches first, and on your leg that is your injured one, you don't put weight on, but the one that's your good one, you do. So for instance, my left is my bad one, my right is my good one. So what you do is do this just a little bit. So you swing, let me come here a little bit though. You swing the crutches forward. See how I'm leaning just a bit, like as I'm going in? I am about to come in with my right leg. So you're gonna see this. So this is gonna come up as I look. See how I'm about to start going forward? That's when you know to. And the best part is it's basically the swing method. So you go forward and see how I just did like that. See how I went right there. So again, push them forward, make them a little bit space, and also good next thing, rule of thumb. Make sure you space them just a little bit, so that, because if you do this and you try to go, you are not going to get anywhere if you do that. So if you space it just a bit where you can get through without either tripping over them or making yourself almost fall and hurting yourself worse than you already are. So in my case, I kind of do this and then do that same step where you lean and then you do it again. Lean forward. I'm gonna come all the way back so you can get a good see a few times. So lean forward, jump through, push. Lean forward, jump through, push. See how I just did that? How I just went in, push. I'm actually starting to get better at this now a little bit. Just let me relax for a minute. But you see that how I just did that? I didn't just act it funny, you know? Then the second method you can do is just what they call a two-step method, where instead of doing that hop method, you do the same thing again with the same rule of thumb. Keep the crutches a little separated, not like this, not directly shaped. Go out, almost like if you almost pretend like you're a dog, just a bit. Imagine if, like I said, imagine if you are a dog here. Imagine these are your four legs, right? And, you know, we don't go together a lot. So imagine these are just two dog legs we got, which are four. So imagine back legs right now are dog. This is the front of the dog. So what you're going to do from that perspective is the good foot again, you're going to do the same. Actually, with this one, you kind of do a little bit of the bad foot, but Instead, you don't fully put pressure on the entire foot. So for instance, I put it at a 45-degree angle. So for reference, it's not flat. I'm not pressing like I am with the right foot. I am more out when I'm on the ground. So on that injured foot of yours, point it at a 45. Either really forward or halfway across 45. Then what you do is get in that position so you're not gonna get too crazied up. It's the same thing as the first one, where you put the crutches forward, but instead what you do is you get them in that alignment, do this, and then walk normal. Like, walk like any ordinary person. So again, crutches are out. I am walking normal. But instead, I'm not putting full weight on the left foot right now. And then one more time, I'm just going to do a few steps here. So again, checkpoint. Make sure these are out. Make sure they're not like this. Because if they're like this, you're not going to have space to move. Relax your shoulders. Don't make them compress. Don't compress them into the crutch. Because if you do that, it's just going to hurt and you're not going to feel good about it. And plus, I haven't been feeling good all day, so that's why I sound a little off too. But doing it for you guys and some other people that might be similar to me, but I only had an injury that's lasted for a little bit. But I mean, I'm getting better at it now. And so again, out 45, walk normal, but your injured foot is at a 45. Boom. So you just see how I just did those two methods? But yeah. So that's how you basically do some of it. So again, I showed you before. So feet position. So let's say if your foot is like mine where it's the left, have it like this. So literally have it, I'm a little short, but we're going to do like just stick them out. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to point it down. Whether this camera falling. Here we go. So, I'm going to come back. So, with your foot, point up. So, do this. So, have it like almost elevated, but like this. So, literally a 45-degree angle. Unlike our feet, because your feet is not going to do that. So have one foot that's pointing halfway 45, and then your other foot relaxed and normal, meaning just straight up where it's supposed to stand, like any ordinary person. Now, let's see. Another good recommendation though too is when you are getting started, go slow with the process. Try to get the feeling of, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. Then when you get comfortable enough, add on the next step and then until you ace it. I feel like for me, it took probably most of the day. I felt like it did a little bit just because, learning on crutches is not, it's like us learning how to walk for the first time when we're babies here. It takes time. It takes steps to get there. But yeah, and so I'll go through the steps one more time by doing them. So again, I'm going to do the first one more time. I'm going to do it like this though, because some of this just has things nearby. And make sure you are in it. Sorry, I didn't move something out of the way. But yeah, so again, watch what happens here. So this is the first one. So again, relax the shoulders, get these in position, and go. So look, don't do this too. Don't go this. Keep the leg straight. What you do is angle this when you're going. And look at that. But just keep it where the heck. Excuse me, I'm tooting. But don't look at that. But just keep it where you're at and relax your body, because what you need to do is keep your body in a good posture as possible. So literally, and then like I said before, have them a little bit spaced out in between your legs and your height. So then this way you're not like, look, if I were to look, here's an example. If you were doing that, you would just go this. You won't get anywhere. See how I can't really get much out of me when I do that? Because what happens is your body's going to lean right in that center, and it's not going to have the nerve to push further than you want to go. Like, you can't just teleport further from that much space you have. But if you do this, like that, and then that gives you a little bit more space to move a little freely with these in while you're in recovery process until you feel like it can be a lot better without them. So let's do that one more time just so you get the idea of it. So again, your injured foot is not the first location. Your crutches are the first thing when you, because like I said, you go forward when these are out. So out, forward, and then you'll jump. So just watch as I do that. Oh, shoot, I stood on the wrong foot. See, that's because my brain's just trying to get these in the right spot. So, like I told you, so here you go. I was just getting, and the thing is, you want to put it back. So see how this foot is bent, but this one isn't? As you are doing that, you want to push a little, not too much where you're just going to fall over. You can't do this. You can't put it there or else you're going to break this. Because there is a little screw, like a long screw that goes in. And so you don't want to press too much, but you also don't want to go aggressive because you will break it by doing that. And it only has sturdy for certain periods. So, again, but then we'll do the other method one more time. And then I'll, wrap it up. So, now we're going to do the two-step method one more time. Which that one's, I said, it's similar to the first one, but the only difference is you're not so much hopping on that one, and you're really more walking. But your foot that's injured is in a 45 position. And then your other foot is like normal. So it's like if you're walking. So walk, then pull forward. So the best step to do with this is when you are walking. So again, this, pull. Sometimes I do left that, but our bodies can be left, right, and do it. So here, and so really and there you go, that's how you do it. So I'm gonna relax for like a moment. So the important step, I'm gonna do without it for a minute, but the important step with that is to make sure when you press into, like when you shift the weight from your body to the crutches as you are doing it, is to not push it too hard. Because like I said, if you do that, you can break at least or do something crazy to the inner parts of your arms, which I did see a little bit of that through a video as well. Even if he's watching videos on the same steps like I just showed you, then you'll be straight up to knowing it in no time. So for those people out there that are in a situation like me where it's a foot injury but not like broken situation, but you do have crutches that like your parents used or like your mom or your dad or anyone in your household used from a surgery or something back in the day that they keep to this day, so if anyone else needed it, then they could get it. Or if you did fully break a bone and you are using crutches for it, not a wheelchair, then you can look at that. But yeah, so get well soon to those people out there, and you know, as always, stay happy, and you got this. It just takes a few attempts to closely pay attention to watch stuff like this, because you never know when you are gonna need it. So I love you guys.